Hello and welcome to Nerdarchy for Nerds by Nerds. I am Nerdarchist Ted, and tonight we're going to play some 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. Before we get into all of that, down in the description you will find a link to where you can find all of these wonderful people all over the internet when they're not here, as well as you can find a link to a couple other things. One be a link to our friends over at Easy Roller Dice. Get yourself some sweet dice at a nice discount. Use that code to get 25% off your first order, as well as a link to D&D in a Castle, where in just a few weeks from now, I will be in Ohio at Mohican Castle running some games. So if any of that seems to toot your fancy, come on and have some fun. Without further ado, I will toss it to Robin, our illustrious GM.
Salutations, nerds. A brief content warning before we begin. This is a game that features player characters struggling with alcoholism and thoughts of self-harm. So if you're in a bad place for either of those things, nobody will think less of you for skipping this one and coming back to it later when you're in a better headspace for it. On that note, welcome to the Old Guard. All of the characters in this game are older adventurers coming back for one last hurrah. And as is the tradition, we'll be starting the intro with our illustrious producer, Jake. So this time, all of you are starting around the kitchen table of Tristan Marcos, and I'm going to want you to introduce yourself, your character, tell us how they take your coffee, because you have coffee, and then where you're at online and who you want to pass it to.
Okay. Hey internets, it's Jake from Infiltrating Domain, and that's where you can find me when I'm not hanging out with these awesome people here. I run the Twitch channel Infiltrating Domain, where we stream Pathfinder 2e on Monday nights, D&D 5e every other Tuesday night, and Kids on Bikes RPG every Thursday night. We're also preparing to add a new 5e adjacent game in the near future called Scavenger, being run by one of the writers of Scavenger from the publishers at Shardstone Assembly. We're excited about that. In addition, I do things like crafting terrain and minis and 3D painting and custom printing things, and I just opened up a shop where, if you like custom painted dice towers, these are Desert's Kiss Skull Dice Towers from Ars Moriendi. I am an official Mythic merchant now, so I can legally sell you these. These are printed by me and custom painted. This is the black and gold Memento Mori design that I did. This is more of a classic aged. I currently have a few of them that are available, and as of later tonight, I will be uploading some of my hand-painted minis, including this Kraken mini from WizKids that I painted a couple years ago. You can check all that stuff out at Ko-fi.com. The shop is /mtdjake, all one word, and then /shop. So if that's something you want to check out, please do. I am playing Raziel Rune. We're all old guys here, but Raziel's sort of the party dad. Tries to keep everybody looked after, and occasionally flies off the handle. He doesn't get mad. He gets disappointed. He is an Aesimer who mostly kept his Aesimer side, mostly keeps that hidden. And as of late, he may be hiding a few more things, or a few more things have come to light as he's made some rather surprising decisions. But despite his disposition with the group and his recent things, one thing that has never changed is that Raziel Rune always takes his coffee black. And with that, I will throw it up to Frag.
Hello, I am Fraginator. You can find me here. That's about it. I am playing Hasea Jason, the human ranger. And I take my coffee probably 3-4 days old because I don't actually drink it, so they stopped bringing me fresh stuff a long time ago because I wouldn't know the difference.
Oh, you're in a residence, so
What's that mean?
it's probably, you're in a house, you're at somebody's kitchen table, so
Oh,
it's probably fresh coffee.
Okay. I don't drink it, but it's in front of me.
It's in front of you. So probably also black. They didn't know what else to put in it.
I didn't either. I didn't know there came in any other way.
Who are you passing it to?
Oh, let's go down and diagonal.
Oh no, it's me. According to the layout. What's good, internet? My name's Carlos Rivera. I run the Volcanic Knight YouTube channel here on the YouTubes. Well, who I'm playing is Klaus Lineflow. He's your College of Eloquence human bard here. Last thing I remember for sure was we had an interesting conversation with, say, Adelaide. I think she's a little bit on the goofy juice and whatnot, but you know what? Past that point, we got the band back together, and we met a little. I'm just gonna say little Kuatoa type person that I'm playfully in my head naming as Dobby because I forgot his name.
Creo.
Creo,
Well,
there you go.
It's not. That's not really how their names work, but for all intents and purposes, Creo.
Creo. We met a Creo. And if Iridius here, you know, he's gonna playfully say, I like my coffee the way I like my women. Smart. And then says, but no, seriously, a little bit of milk, please. As he plays, and I will pass it off to our gracious host, Tristan.
Well, hello there. I am Asa. I play Tristan Marcos, and currently you're only going to find me here. My D&D channel is on hiatus for a while now, as we all have life things going on that are making it difficult to get together. That being said, yeah, I'm Tristan Marcos, Dwarven Artificer, who is the owner of this house, and my partner Simon is the one who is giving us all coffee. So Tristan says, you know, I like it black with a little bit of whiskey. And in that response, Simon just says, I don't think that's what you're getting today, and brings a cup of tea for Tristan.
Oh.
And of course, that leaves it to Ted. So that's all you, man.
Hello, everybody. Tonight I'll be playing Gelthor Eravel, the Tiefling cleric. I am the one suffering from issues with alcoholism and all of that jazz. We're using the the new rules of exhaustion that stack with negatives as opposed to conditions. So lots of fun. As far as how Gelthor takes his coffee, as strong as you can possibly make it. Anything to give him that little extra perk out of the issues he's dealing with.
All right, I have been asked if you have long rested. I'm gonna go with yes. Just hit the button. So you guys, yeah, Creo is still here. Was brought back. The note that I have written here is that Tristan's wedding ring got stolen, so they might be upset about.
I thought they got it back. Did they not?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
But you were real mad about it.
Now, so this did I get the name of this character? I pieced out, and so did Tristan. Just after we got all our stuff back, did we actually get the name of this character who stole all our stuff?
So sort of.
Dobby.
This little guy is from underwater, and they don't really speak verbally underwater. He has a hand sign that is his name, and Creo is the name of the species and just what he gave you because it's easier for your mouth to pronounce.
Okay. And that is who I saw when we got all our stuff together. So
yes.
Would I recognize? It's the only one of these things Tristan's probably ever seen.
Yeah, no, of course this was not that long ago. It was like last night. So
yeah. So after getting my tea and sort of grumbling about that, I look to everyone and say, and why did you bring this little rascal into my house? He stole my ring. I don't think I really want him here.
If I kind of hand sign, because I have the universal speech John for a
I know one
while.
hand sign I'd like to give him.
I give him the hand sign of like, hey, I'll translate what you want me to say, so he understands what went on.
Oh, no, I don't have to stay. I can go other places, and you can call me back if you need to. You have a cleric.
That is true.
Are you saying I can call you?
Mhm.
And how would I
Yes.
do that?
Let Narene know.
I did not hear what you said.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Let the goddess know. Basically, like
Oh.
just do your prayer thing, and you can get like through the power of the moon in touch with this little guy.
I thought you were saying something in his language, and I'm like,
Right.
I'm gonna be
Cool.
honest. I
Oh,
both
no, I didn't realize.
I both understood what you said, but it came out as like better there now.
right.
It's gonna be
And
awesome
clearly
if
I
you
wasn't the
are.
only one that
Share
heard
level
that.
in banjo.
Bing, 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 bing.
I don't know the way you said it, Jake. It almost could be like the start of the final countdown.
And then that's all we can do
Yep.
for legal
For legal
reasons.
reasons.
A lot of that coming out.
So he's like scooting toward the door unless somebody stops him.
If you want to leave, by all means, I don't think we're gonna stop you. It's a scenario of guidance. That's why you were here.
So he pauses, leans around, looks Tristan in the eye, reaches up onto the counter, grabs an apple, and runs.
Oh Lord.
Shoot him.
Simon's like standing behind Tress and just putting a hand on his shoulder. Right. So, morning, everyone. I take it you enjoyed the sewers or whatever.
As best as one could. And it's like trying to freshen up myself. I asked to use the restroom to kind of freshen up a little bit after the coffee.
What's with Klaus's hands? He's doing a thing like a hand. I don't know what that was. Talking.
What?
Of the signing?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm asking everyone but Klaus because Klaus went to my
Oh.
restroom.
Dang, I didn't know what question.
It's another form of communication.
Yeah.
Handy.
We missed you, Frank.
So everybody give me a perception check.
Oh, I forgot dice. Be right back.
Except for Frags, your passive is high enough that you definitely notice this, and I will message you. If
I love
nobody else
not rolling
gets
dice.
it.
Best rolls I make are the ones I don't have to.
Well, I'm in the bathroom, so I rolled an 8. I'm more focused on where everything was to get.
That is a 4 for me. I imagine I'm probably like sipping the coffee and like staring over top of the cup at Raziel.
I'm also doing that, but I'm looking around at everybody. I got a 14.
17.
So is it just me then?
No, actually, Asa also got it. So let me copy and paste this message.
Woohoo.
Wait, no, copy. Don't edit.
So is my passive high enough to notice him noticing?
Yeah.
Mine high enough to notice him noticing me noticing it.
Yes. Give me just a second. I have to retype it.
It's that he looks at me and I look at him and he looks at me.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. Message is sent. So you now know the thing that you know.
Both your eyes.
An issue.
Both your eyes lock. Romance intensifies.
We both
You
look
know-
out the
you know-
window.
you know
They
that he
look at
does.
each other. Look out the window.
What is north of here?
All right. So north of this house, there's a lot of dock space up there. There are some warehouses, fish market, um, at least a couple of temples.
I'm more concerned with a warehouse. I don't even want to fight a werebear or a werewolf.
Ha.
Just worried we're inside a warehouse.
Retro.
Right. So I like raise my eyebrow at. I can never say your character's name, Frag.
Give it a shot.
A seed.
Still wrong.
You would say that no matter how we pronounced it.
I'm pretty sure that's
You're
the way it
like-
works.
So
85% correct.
something we should be worried about, Haas. See, I've got a way around this. Nicknames.
Don't call me that.
No promises. None of you can get my name right.
I should at least probably check it out. They look worried.
Should we leave Klaus a note or let him get out to let him finish pruning?
Pinch it off, Klaus. Let's go.
Ugh, like come out smelling like roses and
You would.
I don't
Like-
smell like that coming out.
my cologne as well.
I seem to recall you doing this last session too, so I'm just imagining that you have freshened up twice tonight.
Absolutely. He's got them
Well, he had-
climbing the sewers.
So
He had to
so
freshen up to
clean.
go see the girl.
Yeah. Now I gotta freshen up for the job. It's like gotta freshen up everywhere, man. Appearances
Right.
are everything.
Sorry, Raziel, what were you saying?
I was saying nothing.
Oh, okay, somebody was talking and got cut off. Or I was hearing things, my bad. All right.
It's all good, it's all good.
All right, so
Sorry.
did you guys actually tell them what you were seeing, or have you just said we gotta go?
Nope.
No.
Okay.
We're
Are
just
you
not-
going to tell them what you saw, or are you guys just going?
Nope, let's just go.
Yeah, I'll turn to Simon. Guards seem a bit worried. We're gonna look into it.
All right.
Steered us wrong so far.
Kelthor, Klaus.
Klaus, if you would like to make the roll again with advantage once you get outside.
I'll give it my good
You
honest.
can also use investigation instead if you would prefer.
Now that you know there's something to actually look for.
Why my perception's better. It's an 18 I have.
Okay, so you see the same guards that they saw moving northways through the city streets. You can see the patterns that they're moving in. Like some of them are going at kind of an oblique angle, like they're not trying to be seen or converge at the same time. Which means it's a delicate situation. And immediately that pings you as you've seen this before. Because
Right.
you're a hostage negotiator. This is what you do.
Mhm.
You are seeing high risk here. So whatever that means for you, it's now a thing you know.
Okay. I don't tell everyone else. Just like I'm joking.
Mhm.
I'm fucking around. I say, guys, trouble may be on foot. As we mosey on about, and I tell them,
I will down the rest of my coffee and grab my shield.
I will thank Simon for the coffee and tell him it was very good, even though I didn't even sip it.
"That's cute."
You know what? Simon will respond graciously as if you had drank the entire cup and he does not know that you had not sipped it, in spite of the fact that he's
Well
know,
aware.
well aware.
It won't go to
Politeness
waste.
is politeness.
Best coffee.
Ah.
Best coffee I've ever had.
I'm just imagining Raziel picking up the glass and like throwing it back.
It's
before leaving the
exactly
house.
because the first cup was gone. So as we're getting up, everybody's getting up to leave and seeing Hassan. Well, that's your last name.
I mean, yeah, that works. At
Uh,
least you said that one right.
seeing you leave your coffee behind and that interaction, I just literally say that to Simon. It won't go to waste. And yeah, throw it back. It's probably cooled off a bit from him not even touching it. Even if it's not, I'll still toss it back. I need
It
all the.
is. It's very lukewarm at this point.
And then
Hmm.
I will follow the others out.
So are you all making any attempt to be stealthy?
Oh. Well, I had a question before that, which was, is
Okay.
Nessa still at my house, or did she wander off after?
That was your daughter that had the haircut and all the cockroaches.
Yes, the daughter,
Oh.
the prisoner who we cut out. She had the
Okay,
haircut.
okay, no, okay, you're right. I was thinking about the halfling. Nessa was the tiefling that was in the cell with you. Okay.
Right.
Um.
Yeah, the halfling was Jenny, I believe.
Yep, you're right. I have that written here too. I was just looking at the wrong part of my notes. So,
No worries.
yeah, she's still with you guys, but wasn't planning on coming northways with you because that's kind of outside her wheelhouse.
Okay. Yeah, just Simon knows what to do. He knows how to take care of people. Who's been doing this for a while, taking in strays.
Okay.
So
Yeah, in that case, she'll stay at the house for a bit. So, all right. Are you guys making an attempt to be stealthy?
I would like to. The
Okay.
guards are.
Ditto.
I
Alright,
would
give me stealth
normally not,
checks.
but seeing other people try, I will attempt.
We'll make it party stealth checks. We'll you guys succeed and fail together.
Well, I got a perfectly average 10.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
Raziel, okay, this was make or break. You were make or break here.
That's why I started laughing. My second roll of the game in a stealth roll, and I roll a nat 1, and I have a -1 to stealth.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, man.
I think that may be the first time I've ever rolled a 0 on any character.
Wow, that was
Well,
Okay.
congratulations.
I like to imagine as we head outside, Tristan, this is his workshop. He's got stuff constantly everywhere. And I just imagine in that throwing that coffee back and kind of hastily handing the coffee mug to Simon on the way out. Before I even know where everybody's going, I just immediately walk into something that was stacked leaning against the wall, knock it over, and it just creates this like 10-second domino effect of things falling and crashing. There's probably like a piece that does that little whoa, 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 as it comes to a final settling, and I just kind of stand there wincing at every little sound because I'm not supposed to be the one that's making this kind of noise.
Sayed looks at him and goes, "Looks like that coffee went to your waist after all."
And Trustin goes, "Did you break anything?" That was louder than I meant it to be.
Just the
Klaus just stands
just the
there.
silence.
Klaus just stands
Just
there,
wind.
just disappointed. Like, damn it, man.
So you are stopped, but not by an enemy. A couple of guards catch you in the alley on your way by. We really don't need civilians up there mucking this up. This is pretty tense. We've got like these guys in red jackets. They're like all hauled up in one of the warehouses up there. I'm pretty sure I heard something about a dragonborn in that building, and they breathe fire. Like,
Rush up front. By any chance, is Red
and the guy
Lucas
like
involved?
takes a step back. It's like, yeah, actually, we're pretty sure that's who it is, but I'm not supposed to tell you that.
Like,
We have a first-class negotiator here. We can be of some assistance, I think.
Who is it?
Klaus.
No,
This
not
is his role.
jackass. Not Klaus.
He's the
Who did he say was in there that isn't supposed to
Red
talk?
Lucas.
I thought he didn't exist.
he's real, all right. As real as pain in my legs right now. Right now, he's a pain in my ass. Boys, I think this has to be it. I think we're about to get a load of answers, so we can just pull that slimy dragonborn out.
What's this guard thinking of us, like, kind of pitching this out loud? Here, I'm trying to sell Klaus as as a negotiator, and he's like, "We've got answers, buds. Let's go."
And it is just the one guard. And this one guard is like looking between you guys, really considering whether or not he wants to try to stop you. Because it's like you're old men, but that's an awful lot of people to body block.
I look at the pensiveness in his face and say, "Good sir, do you have anyone on this detail right now or not?"
What do you mean on this detail?
The, clearly, if Red Lucas is on the case right here, that means you want the best negotiation possible at hand. And you know what? Can you even pass up a moment for such a juicy promotion if you can catch him? I want to roll persuasion.
Okay, roll persuasion. Make it with advantage because you came in trying to ply him with honey rather than vinegar.
Okay, well, that's going to be a 27.
Nice.
And you can see this like sickly sweetness like trickling in as he considers what you're offering and is like, all right, I'll get you in through the back. Just
Go ahead,
yeah.
Go ahead. No, sorry, I was talking out of character. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say just to don't walk into anything else, and he glances at Raziel and then like ducks down a separate alley.
All right, so I give him a sturdy nod, and as I was about to say out of character, literally I can't get less than a 22 on persuasion and deception. That's my floor. So I better be a damn good negotiator.
So, all right, you guys get brought around like through a couple of partially dilapidated buildings. And he does expect you to climb at one point to get up to a second floor. Like, of course, the guard's a tiefling, most of them are, and he can just fly up there. But you don't have too much trouble getting to the platform that he directs you to. And he like points to a specific warehouse. Most of the guards have not gotten too close to it yet. They seem to be in their planning phase. But you can see, if you pay attention, where some of these fellows in the red jackets are perched on top of buildings and just sort of on the lookout for any trouble. They're holed up in there with the guys that were working in the warehouse to begin with.
I look over to Hasid, like, look, let's be honest, you're the stealthiest out of all of us here. You think you can grab us some intel, man?
I'll see what I can do.
Look over to the guy with wings. You think you could follow suit in case he gets in trouble?
Well, they're more likely to see me. They're up here, and people don't ever look up if they're on the ground, but if you're already on the roof.
Fair.
Also, I'm in full plate.
I mean, I'm in half plate.
Wouldn't it be spectacular to make such a statement and just walk in head first?
Wouldn't it be spectacular? Kind of like a thing that a negotiator would do.
Yes, indeed. Would you like to come with me as I talk to this guard?
I was going to grease up the gears in my wheelchair here and do a little bit of floating around.
Oh yeah.
So what I'm like, I as the DM, what I am hearing is you want to split the party and have some of you sneak in and the others be a distraction and talk to the guys outright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my 3 cents.
Clearly, I'm not on the sneaking party. I think I've already signed up for distraction.
I'll be wherever you want me.
Sneakers get advantage because there is a distraction going. And we'll start with team distraction. Ted, which do you want to go with?
I want
I would imagine distraction is probably better because my stealth is +1.
Okay. So we have got Gelthor, Klaus, Raziel, and this guard that's with you just walking right up to the front gate. And then Tristan and Hesed, who are sneaking in and getting the intel.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So
Do we want
yes.
do we want just a loud noise? Because I can handle that.
I think we need
yell.
we need more than just something sudden and quick. If we're gonna distract, we should make a scene.
I agree.
Gelthor,
Yes.
I want you to hit me as hard as you can. I know you want to. Let's make a scene.
So there's like a good solid 10 seconds that Gelthor just kind of like adjusts himself, and he is just like staring you dead in the face. Are we talking fisticuffs, like fake fight? Like,
No, if it's
what do
fake,
you-
if it's fake, they'll see through it. I know you've been wanting to hit me. Do it. Got some pent up rage. You've been eyeing me all morning. You've got something you want to say. Let's have it. If you don't hit me, I'm going to hit you.
All right, and I'll turn around and I'll cold cock him.
I just imagine as he does that, that's the moment I kind of glance around and he probably just catches me as I'm turning back in.
All right. Now, this is the ridiculous aspect of how things work in this game. So where's the damn bonus? All right, so that's a 19 to hit.
Yeah, my armor class is 11.
Holy shit!
And
Why?
Barbarian.
Old man barbarian.
Oh man.
My armor class is almost double yours.
Who's wounded, and basically Dex is my dump stat, so there's no hope that I'm going to have an armor class without armor.
all right, so damage is 1 plus strength, right? So 1.
Regardless of how much his hits hurt or don't hurt, I'm going to ham it up a little bit. As he hits me, kind of go reeling back. And then as you hit me, I will just loudly, "Is that all you've got, tiefling?"
How could you? Couldn't you see what she's become? And I'll start in on you again.
All right. So you have officially drawn down the attention of the guys that were on the roof. And you know what? Mostly they're still on the roof, but one of them is climbing down to come get a closer look.
I could imagine like people in the street are like, "Ooh, cool geriatric fight! Come on, which one you got money on, man?"
That old man's
Old
beating up that
man
other old
fight.
man.
Hit him with your cane.
Oh my god. All right. Stealth team, you have an opening.
You said advantage?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Natural 20 for a 26.
Nice.
They do exist.
Well,
I don't believe it.
I'm gonna have to flash genius myself to make it a 13 because
Oh,
rolling
jeez.
10s is what I do today. But I'm levitating because I did cast that, so I can actually kind of like float around.
The fact that they are distracted makes that 14 enough, but Hesed is showing you up big time. You don't even know where he is right now. You guys get in through the back. There's like a little window near the top of the back of the warehouse, and you, oh, excuse me, slip in very easily and see what's going on the inside. And it's like there's a bunch of workers on the ground. A lot of them have their heads covered like so. And the guys in the red jackets are sort of patrolling the rows of them with like sticks in their hands. It's not clear if these batons do anything or if they're just for hitting people. And then on the mezzanine, a red dragonborn who is barking instructions occasionally to just keep them down and not let anybody out.
I know we'd already discussed Red Lucas not all that long ago, but the distractions of fist fight with Raziel was enough to put that momentarily out of my head. So that before you said the word born, I'm like, are we about to begin a dragon fight? Sorry.
Would I do that to you, Ted, in the middle of a city?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, you would.
Not without more build up first.
But I apologize. Go on.
All right. So you've got him in your sights. You know where he's standing. There's about 7 guys in jackets in here in all, and Red Lucas. And about a dozen warehouse workers, but they are like level 1 commoners, and you can tell.
My gut wants to start speaking obscenities to this dude, but that's not why we started being distraction team. But okay.
No, I was just gonna say what I'm doing, but you're fine. Keep talking.
Oh man, I want to. Is there a way I can kind of like go get close without being noticed too much?
Yeah. You can go ahead and make that stealth check with advantage as well, because they're all looking at Raziel and Gelthor having this geriatric slap fight.
Part of me wants to put Zone of Truth so they can start talking trash to each other for real with their whole chest. You know?
You know what? There's one of the people involved in this argument is a cleric of the goddess of trickery in the sea. And one thing that chaos really loves is more chaos. So she will spot you a spell slot to do that with right now if you want to go ahead and do it.
Yes! Yes! But like, for the team, you guys don't mind, right? As I Zone of Truth, 16 charisma save if you guys want to save against it. But that's going to be a 17 stealth for me.
That is definitely a fail for me.
It's 12 for me.
Yeah, they speak with their whole chest.
All right, I'm gonna stick with Klaus for a little bit here and give you guys a minute to think about what hurtful things you're gonna say to each other. Klaus, give me your stealth. Give it to me with advantage.
Oh, it was 17.
Okay, yeah, you get in there. You get in there and you see the things your boys see. You're all in here on the back of the mezzanine looking at all of this.
Absolutely. Excellent. Excellent. I can't wait to hear these truths. These non-falsehoods that come out their mouths. God.
And I'm telling you, lousy guys, if one of these people gets out of this room, you'll live to regret it, or you won't.
Hasayed just had to bite his tongue because he almost shouted out, "Well, which one is it?"
And I imagine Tristan is like levitated up to the window, is kind of looking in and seeing everything, and sees Red Lucas, and then turns to be like, "Is that the guy that doesn't exist?" And then
No, you guys
realizes,
are it. You guys came in through the windows. Like you're inside and unseen right now.
So I realized, like, after I get in through the window and turn to like whisper something at at, at Frag, that I can't see him. He's not at all where I thought he was. So I'm just talking to myself. All right. And then I'm just gonna kind of like find somewhere to post up and just like be ready for shit to go wrong.
So we now have a Tristan turret.
Yeah, I like to do that.
Right.
Now I think it's time for some old men to say mean things to each other.
Right.
It's time for Grumpy Old Men 3.
All right, all right. The stealth team has spoken. Gelbor.
All right, so I reiterate the last thing I said is like, how could you? Haven't you seen what she's become?
Wiping a bit of blood from my mouth. How could I have seen anything? I'm not the one that's been talking to her all this time. And I'm going to punctuate that with a... I just imagine this is... We're throwing punches while this is happening.
Yeah, of course. AC 18.
For a moment there, I forgot how to fight. So, I'm looking around. I'm like, wait, what button do I push? Which is equally bad, extra bad because I'm a tavern brawler. So, it's a 21 to hit
For me.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
You might do strength plus 1 plus strength. I do 1d8 plus 3 when I hit, and I hit with a 21. And to avoid going blow for blow here, I'm just imagining however you want to adjudicate that, Robin. But to keep it flowing, we're just jabbing back and forth verbally while throwing punches. That was a 10.
No.
So you can tell I'm not pulling my punches, and I got to imagine the zone of truth has something to do with that too. Like, I imagine failing a zone of truth is going to prevent you from pulling your punches, faking a fight. So,
Oh yeah,
yeah, absolutely. I lean into it.
This is going to be a very short fight because you still got a second attack if you're going to take it.
After I hit you, instead of using that attack to full on punch because it's a miss, it's going to be more of a kind of after hitting you, using that free hand to grab you and pull you back in. You never once told me that you were talking to her this entire time.
I spent 6 years on the bloody seas thinking I was talking to a spirit, and I'm going to come in and try to get you in the gut. And it's going to be a miss. That's I'm
gonna
I'm sorry,
swing around and kind of just grab that arm as you follow through and kind of almost just use your weight to throw you off balance. Even if you thought you were talking to her spirit, you were still talking to her. I've had nothing for over 20 years, wondering what happened to the person that I had dedicated my service to. And then to find out she's back? Yeah, you see what she looks like, what she appears to be doing, but how can we truly know what her motivations are?
just look at what she was doing, man. Is that the kind of person that you want to serve? I loved her.
I loved her too.
That was not her.
She's there. She might not look like you remember her, but that was her.
There might have been something in it. Go ahead.
I pledged myself to her. I pledged myself with everything that I had. And all of that went unanswered when she disappeared. But my devotion did not go away. So when she appeared, I did what I had always promised to do, which was to serve her.
There's got to be more to it than just blind service. You've got a better head on your shoulders than that. And even this drunk asshole can see that.
And how many years did you spend with your head soaked in whatever you could get your hands on? What happened to your faith? And during all that time, where was I? I was at your side. Or I was keeping an eye on you, keeping my distance to give you the room to do what you needed to do, but make sure that you didn't hurt. And this time I start with my fist hitting on his armor. Where did you get this? Where did you get this? Pointing out different pieces of his gear. Because of my devotion to you, I kept it. I never gave up on you. And here you are.
Yeah, I'm here. But
what? If I'd have given up on you, where would you be now?
I would still be here. I just wouldn't have this.
Would you? Or would you be dead in some gutter 2-3 years ago? Having drunk yourself into oblivion.
Time and time again, yes.
And there were times you were at the brink, the very precipice of the abyss. And the only thing that kept you from falling in was somebody had to intercede to stop them from serving you. Somebody had to intercede to drag you out of the gutter and bring you to your home. Somebody had to intercede from you selling all of your possessions.
If I can just interject, there is the soft and distant roll of thunder. The clouds start to get a bit darker above you. Gelthor, you have the floor.
Shit, am I pissing off his god?
I know I'm not perfect, and I know that unseen hands have guided more things than I care to admit. But even at my worst, it was a harm to me. And what she was doing was not about self-pity or self-abuse that I was doing. She's involved in something. The two are not comparable.
Are they not? Are you so thick-headed and so self-centered to think that your drunkenness affected only you? You think you were only hurting yourself, Gelthor? What about those of us that had to watch the person that we cared for, the person that we loved like a brother, destroy themselves day in and day out? You think that didn't hurt those around you? You think that didn't hurt me?
We talked several times, and the words weren't ever enough. What I had to go through, I had to go through. And sure, it was painful, and I apologize. But it's not comparable. The pain, it's too much. You think you're so hurt because You dedicated your life to her, but she chose to talk to me. She lied to me this entire time, leading me on that, she was dead and gone. And the whole time, while whispering nothing, she's apparently been corrupted and perverted in thought, in deed, in visage.
And you would just leave her to be devoured by that corruption.
I would stop her and then sort it out, rather than say, oh, look, we're trying to solve problems here in this city. Let's turn it all around and allow obvious necrotic energy to seep in. If you so are devoted to her and want to serve her, it should not just be blind obedience. It should be questioning, is this the right thing to do? Is this what the person I vowed to serve wants to do? Or is there something else behind it?
As you're saying this, the light behind the sunglasses that I wear to shield my illuminated ASMR eyes is getting brighter and brighter. And when you say blindly follow, there is a sudden burst of light and black fire shoots out from me as I physically push back at you. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Robin, would you allow me to do something in response to the two things go off at the same time?
Yeah.
All right. Then you'll have to make a con save as I cast Thunderwave. Dex save, you said?
For the record, and this is the first time any of you have seen this, I am casting Hellish Rebuke.
Oh.
I am casting Hellish Rebuke. So
right,
I need to make a con save. 18 on your dex.
I'm sure you'll pass.
You passed on against mine. It's con save. I got a 19.
Yeah, that easily does it. So neither of us are pushed back.
But there's definitely going to be thunder and fire damage. This is interesting. This is like something out of an anime that we simultaneously attack with these opposing attacks. Neither of us get pushed back, but there's this wave of energy between us. You'll take 14 points of fire damage, halved to 7.
All right, so and you take 12, half to 6. So I'm
and black fire shooting around.
Yeah, so I'm still definitely going to lose this fight, but I knew that going in.
How long does Zone of Truth last?
10 minutes,
an
hour.
like that.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah, somebody might have to break us up.
10 minutes. 10 minutes, man.
Somebody might have to break us up. Fortunately, most of our fighting has been verbal, but at that blast and you reacting to it with the thunder, it's a net 0 action that we both took some damage, but neither of us got thrown back.
So I imagine, as you mentioned the anime style, I imagine it's like, the energy begins to build between us, and at the same time we both just, release it, and it's like we both slide like 3 inches, but we're still like, right there, in distance.
Is that where the anime voice kicks in? I know he's mad at me, but I've got to do something about it.
So
I interrupted you.
As this happens, Gelthor just like kind of sits there and just narrows his eyes further at you. Number one, unleashing magic is not something he's used to seeing. So now he's a little like, magic you doing. He's a little leery, like, holy shit, did did Dark Saint give you some kind of new powers that I need to worry about?
Yeah, I think what you see in reaction is Raziel standing there again in that sort of anime style. You just see the light kind of fading a little bit, but still sort of there behind the glasses, and just standing there. And literal black embers are sort of filling the air where this spell went off, and a few licks of black flame just sort of punctuating the fact that this spell was cast.
I'm gonna say this now. I will never get this mileage ever again from Zone of Truth.
I've never seen Zone of Truth used in this way. This was amazing.
To be fair, I wasn't requiring Zone of Truth to do all of this. Like, I was prepared to go down this road from the moment he says, "All right, I know you want to hit me. Let's cause a distraction."
It started with you staring, eyeballing me over the coffee. I knew there was something waiting to. Something was boiling over the ready to boil over.
We knew this had come to.
Yeah.
The only thing
this had come to head.
Like, the only thing the spell does is it just makes it so you guys can't lie. All of that stuff was just some family therapy stuff you guys need to work out, okay?
Sure.
All I keep coming back to was Raziel telling Gelthor to hit him as hard as he can, and now in my head, Raziel is just a figment of Gelthor's imagination.
Right.
We have a Fight Club moment.
Yeah, that was a deliberate Tyler Durden reference.
No spoilers, jeez.
I'm so
Yeah, don't
sorry.
spoil that 25-year-old movie.
Oh no, I spoiled the campaign. That's what we're getting. He's saying.
Right.
Sorry, guys.
All right.
But yeah, I think at this point it feels very much like, at least for this part of the scene, both of us are sort of at a loss for words. We're literally just facing each other down after this incredible hit butting of powers.
So, two things. One, I'm gonna give the stealth team 3 rounds without you guys catching up to them in this combat to account for the slap fight that you just had. I know that it would be longer than 18 seconds, but 3 rounds is a lot of stuff, and I don't want to leave you like out of it that long.
Dude,
but
what? Like, we had shining moments. So I think we're good.
Yep.
okay. In
Yeah.
that case,
No, that feels good. That felt perfect.
Hassan and Klaus, you don't know where Tristan is right now, but Red Lucas is right there. He's got his dudes keeping these innocent people on the ground. Of course, there's several of them down there, and these are fairly unarmored people. So, Klaus, how do you want to do this? Like, what's your plan here?
Literally put my hand on and said, like, every fiber of my being, it's saying to get him, but I know for a fact I can't right now. It's irritating. It's so damn irritating. We need to find the smartest of this bunch.
I'm trying really hard not to say that Hasaid just heard him talking to himself and say, "Get him."
Whoa, yeah, that's part of the reason why I say, hey, buddy, I really want to do this, but I don't think we should. Nah. Listen, I think we need the smartest person of our little entourage here.
We
We left Simon at home.
I'm like sitting here like, who are you talking about?
I mean, I have a 10 intelligence, and he's an artificer, so I'm under the strict assumption. With age comes intelligence and wisdom, right? And I'm hoping our artificer has that in
Not one of those things.
Right?
Actually, they're both pretty decent. Are you trying to spot me out? Because I guarantee you won't find me.
Damn. I look over to you, good sir. So you think you can find Tristan?
Who are you
Nope.
talking to?
You!
Oh,
Hey, Sadie, can I find Tristan, you think?
where'd he go?
Tracking is your specialty, is it not?
Can't track something in the air. I look up.
Oh, he's okay.
He is not up there.
Nope, can't find him. If you want, I can roll perception, but
I mean, if he's not in the same room, you can
It-
percept as hard as you can.
It would make sense for me to counter with deception, correct?
I rolled a natural one.
Hold on.
So
I still
9.
got your stealth roll, so you'd be rolling against that.
Okay.
What did you roll?
9, because I got a natural 1.
Oh, yeah, no, you have no idea where he is. He's just gone.
I'm not that kind of ranger.
I don't track dwarves.
Hmm. Maybe I can give you an opening. He doesn't want anything to do with most people except for
Can I just shoot him?
Tristan.
I
Tell
don't
you
even want
what,
her after him.
you're stealthed up, right?
Yes.
I'm assuming you're stealthed up to the gills. I'm assuming. So
Hussein can't roll under a 22 on stealth.
yes.
Oh, I totally forgot about that. Wait,
Isn't that what you said a minute ago?
no.
That was
Or
Klaus.
no, that was
like
Klaus talking about your persuasion, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wow, I'm here, I promise.
But if you
okay.
can roll that high, baby, go for it. Yeah, I mean.
No, he does regularly roll pretty damn high on stealth, though.
Absolutely.
Let's see, just for hey, natural 1. Good thing you didn't ask for one. 7.
All right, great.
That was 2 natural 1s in a row.
Get those out
Gotta get them
now.
out of the way, baby. So
No, he already got his good rolls out. He's got nothing but ones left.
Right.
This is Frag we're talking about.
fair.
Hey,
I guess
he likes to keep a pocket 3 now and again.
right.
For when things really hit the fan, yeah, I do need that.
I guess giving everybody an opportunity to do what they do best. I think I'll expose myself to Lucas.
Put your pants back on.
You know that public indecency is kind of frowned on in this city.
They said we
Oh,
needed a
man.
distraction. I guess it makes
Your
sense.
age will
Ah.
only get you so far as an
Distraction,
excuse.
not distraction.
All right, seriously though, so as you are stepping out of the shadows and Red Lucas sees you, would you care to remind the audience and your fellow party members, and not at all the DM, what the last time you two talked to each other looked like?
Absolutely. The last time we looked like before.
The last time you were in the presence of Red Lucas.
Well, it was one of those summer days, if you will. Normal thing, hostage negotiation type deal. But something about this negotiation went completely wrong and awry. This fellow wasn't just called Red Lucas for his scales, his scaly exterior. He had red in his eyes that day, and he made a red mess all over the room. It was one of the things that Klaus has to wear that on his sleeve and on his mind constantly for these last however years Klaus has been alive. A long time, let's say 30 plus, because he was a young lad back in the day. Yeah, and Klaus has always been looking to right that wrong. If we could just put him behind bars or in the dirt, whichever one comes first.
And so when he turns to look at you, he gets this crocodile smile on that maw. Well, as I live and breathe, is that Klaus Lionflow?
Lucas, it's been a very long time.
Come to see another art show. And he nods down to all the people on the ground level.
Hey, look. There's no need to get messy here, alright? There's no need for that.
Aside from just really enjoying it.
Yes, look. It's no doubt that you can indeed do that. But I'll give you what I know you want.
I'm listening.
Me, you took my sanity that day. You took my dignity. You took everything and mostly everything I had. Why don't you finish up what you really came here to do?
And he shrugs and says, all right, and like motions to one of his guys to start carrying boxes out.
Boxes.
Yeah, they're in a warehouse. They are cleaning out the warehouse. That's what they came here to do. They are robbing this place.
But wait, no. If you could put those down real quick, I don't know if you would have carried that out. Like not
They're
that.
still moving the boxes.
Okay. Hey, if any, no one wants to just me. Okay, cool. All right.
And you hear this like rusty door hinge creaking sound of a laugh. Because Lucas, probably pretty old too at this point, given he was there that day 30 years ago as an adult himself. So he's like sort of leaning on the railing of this mezzanine and looking at you sidelong, and he's like, is there anything that you know how to do competently?
Let me see. I lunge a psychic lance at him.
Okay.
And I'm actually gonna roll a d8 on the guy. He's gonna take a -5 to the save. It's just an intellect save. 16.
Oh, we have weighed in at the young 15. So what happens?
So first he's gonna take 27 points of psychic damage.
Oh, okay.
Gosh darn.
Then is incapacitated until the start of my next turn.
All right, cool.
Can I also, seeing what's
is there
going on
anything you
here,
can
do an action?
Yeah, you're in line of sight easily.
So you said Red Lucas is on this mezzanine, and is he like on the top level and then looking down at Klaus? Is that what's happening?
No, they're both on the mezzanine.
Oh, okay, they're both on the same level.
I'm imagining them standing on the same side of the mezzanine, in fact, like a catwalk, but it's on the side.
Okay, all right. Maybe I don't want to do that then.
Explosives.
What's below the mezzanine? Just the bottom of the warehouse?
Okay,
The
so
bottom
yeah,
level?
the bottom of the warehouse, it's extremely sandy. There are a dozen civilians like lying on the ground with their heads down and like covered, and then the 6 or 7 guys in red jackets that are moving boxes.
Oh, okay, so all the civilians are down below. I gotcha. Okay, I'm gonna change. I'm not gonna do what I thought I was gonna do because I don't want Red Lucas down there with them. So
He's not moving, man. He's
Oh.
he's come fucking like
No, he's got that like World of Warcraft circle of stars around his head and is just kind of woozing.
yeah, he's very clearly stunned. I get that. I just I was gonna try to shove him over the railing, but I don't want to do that because I don't want him by the civilian. So I'm just gonna kind of casually take a box and make my way down to the lower level.
Okay, yeah, and nobody stops you. Nobody thinks that's out of the ordinary at all. So, Klaus, what are you doing while he's stunned?
Well, it's up until the start of my next turn, so while he's stunned, I'm gonna signal to Hassan, tie him up! Tie this dirtbag up!
I mean, what I was planning basically ties him up, right?
Are you gonna do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
What I texted you or sent you.
All right, so instead of emerging from the shadows to tie him up, an arrow shoots from the rafters through Red Lucas's shoulder. It like punches right through the leather armor that he's wearing and out the other side with a good stick.
Oh.
And deals
I think 32.
32 damage.
Hit.
Does taking damage break the stun effect?
I don't believe so, but let me triple check. Rolling psychic land, name target, Use intelligence saving throw, is incapacitated, start on my next turn, successful save takes. Nah, it doesn't care if he's been knocked around since then.
Okay, so yeah, he's still stunned. He's just bleeding now also.
Yeah, and anytime his speed is reduced by 10, and anytime he moves, he'll take an additional 2d6 slashing damage, unless he would like to use an athletics check to try and break out.
So as of this moment, he's at -10 speed. Jesus.
All right. I think this is a time that it is safe to call for initiative.
Can I bonus action hide?
Yes. Yeah, I mean because you're a rogue on paper, right?
I mean, I'm a ranger on paper. I'm a fighter rogue on actual.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna use one of those inspirations because I didn't like that initiative roll.
18 stealth. And I'm gonna have to send this because y'all ain't gonna believe it. Got another one for you.
Oh man. Is there anything you can do, right, Klaus? Bam! Klaus dead, baby.
Careful, Frag. You are playing with the balance of the space-time continuum, rolling 2 nat 20s in one session.
Yeah.
I had to take a picture.
Wait a minute.
You tell me you roll a 1, I don't bat an eye, but when I see 20s, I need proof.
Right?
Jesus Christ. This session has been amazing so far.
All right, what do we have for Hasaid?
I mean, clearly I have to shoot him again.
No, total. Like, what's your total?
23.
23. All right, what do we have for Raziel?
17.
Okay. What do we have for G-Man? Help me.
Gelthor.
Gelthor.
G-Man. I love it.
Government man.
Not that it really matters, but 16.
Cool. All right, and Tristan.
Oh, I got a whopping 6.
Okay.
I'm just casually walking down some stairs. It's fine.
So Hasaid, you're up first. Wait,
Grab
did
my
I get
initiative.
Klaus? I didn't get Klaus. I'm sorry.
It is also a 16, but
Okay.
I
I'm going
concede
to.
I
Oh,
want
no.
Gelthor to go
I'm
first.
setting you in the order before Gelthor because Gelthor is a distance away, having just finished his argument with
Of course. Oh yeah, I wouldn't go after
Raziel.
Gelthor. I don't wanna. I wanna see this happen too.
So,
So would I have disadvantage since he's laying down if I'm shooting, correct? Oh wait, I'm
he's
speaking.
not laying down. He's just stunned.
Oh, okay. I just assumed stun meant he fell down.
No, he's like got that like standing there and like wobbling in a circle stun going on.
All right. Well then 25 to hit again.
You hit.
And
Nice.
20 piercing. And
Okay.
I'm gonna move like 15 or 20 feet and then try to hide again.
All right. Roll your stealth.
I hate having to go to different pages for this. Where? Ooh, that's not good. It was almost a 20, but 8.
Okay.
I'm very
So-
sneaky.
You know that some of these guys know where you are because one of the guys in the red jackets whips out like a hand crossbow and fires at you. But he rolls a 2, and nothing comes of that. Klaus, you've got 2 aiming at you. What's your AC?
I wag my finger at him.
Gonna be a whopping 13.
So one of them hits you and the other one doesn't. And we are going to be looking at 6 piercing damage and 6 poison damage.
All right.
And then Raziel, you and Gelthor are standing outside, but you heard fire more than once. You know that there is a kerfuffle going on inside the building now. And there are 3 guys in the jackets standing between you and the entrance.
I'm going to kind of glance up at where this has been happening, look over at Gelthor again, narrowing my eyes for a moment. This isn't finished. And then I'm going to turn my attention to the nearest guard. And because my temper is up, but I haven't started raging yet, and having just unleashed that hellish rebuke, I'm going to draw on that dark energy that's sort of still lingering, and I am going to suddenly turn towards the nearest guard. Is he within 15 feet?
Yeah.
And I almost look like I'm throwing a punch from 15 feet away, but what I do is I go like this, and that energy coalesces around my hand, and you see a black lightning bolt arc towards this man. He needs to make a strength saving throw, DC 12.
Oh, no, that's going to be a fail. What happens?
As this lightning bolt hits him, he will immediately take 2d8 lightning damage for 12 lightning damage, and then he is pulled 10 feet toward me as I cast lightning roar.
So that does happen. You do pull him 10 feet toward you, but according to mass damage rules, he has taken over half his health and not past the saving throw, so he just dies. So I like to imagine, do you remember when like you first ran into the like all dark side-ified Adelaide and she like just sort of dusted a couple of her dudes? Like you dusted this dude the same way.
I'd like to embellish that a little further, that
please.
As the lightning is pulling this man forward with the intent to deal more damage to him, as he's on his way towards me, he almost like frays at the edges with this dark energy, and instead, when I release, he just sort of hits the ground and kind of skids to my feet. And I'm going to step over him as I start walking toward the next set of guards, and it's there. I'm gonna kind of throw my hand down, dissipating any remaining electrical charge, and kind of do one of these sort of eyes flare, and I'm going into a rage at the end of my turn.
All right. I just before popping to the next person in initiative order, want to let you know that you get this little shiver of power through the connection that you have to your patron, and you know that she is pleased with you.
And this is very new to Raziel, but I've got to imagine Gelthor, who's witnessing this, is seeing a side of Raziel he has never seen before.
Yeah, it's definitely a concern.
Klaus, your AC was 14, right?
My AC 13.
13. Okay. Well, you get shot again for 6 piercing damage and 3 poison, and then it's your turn.
All right. I thought Gelthor was up for me.
No, because you're actually in the building and Gelthor
Oh,
isn't.
excuse me. Yeah, I thought I misheard. That's my bad. What I'm going to do in that case is with the red Lucasing, I'm gonna, use my unsettling words, roll my d8. He'll take a -5 to the next save he needs to make,
Okay.
which is gonna happen
Right now.
pretty. Yeah. I'm gonna cast Fairy Fire on him and splotch the area, not in red, but in a bright green.
Yeah, his save didn't do anything. So I'm gonna guess he's still stunned.
No, he's unstunned at the start of my turn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You lit him up
unfortunately,
with fairy fire, so all attacks against him have advantage.
Okay.
and I'm probably gonna Misty Step someplace where. No, I can't. It's a bonus action. Oop. I'm gonna physically move myself. Get cover and duck behind whatever cover I can because I've been lit up with arrows too much, and I can't break concentration. I choose not, and I don't want to. So I'm like, end turn.
Gelthor. There are now 2 guys in red jackets standing between you and this warehouse.
How how far away is it to if I were to just fly up to where they're at?
I mean, you could get there easily with your movement, but one of them, you would have to pick one because they're on separate roofs.
I mean, where all the action is with where Red Lucas is. How far away is that?
Okay, so right. It's 60 feet between you and the door, and it's all happening inside the warehouse. The 2 jacket guys are like perched right on top, ready to drop to stop you from getting in the door.
Okay, but they're not close to each other.
No, they're 50 feet apart.
50 feet apart. All right. All right. So I will fly to the halfway point, and I will toll the dead on one of them.
Okay.
So that is a Wisdom DC 14.
Yeah, these guys don't have great saving throws. What happens?
All right. So that is 12 points of damage.
All right.
And you are allowing me to kind of reflavor this one. So instead of it, being like a ring, just a blast of lightning, kind of comes in and nukes them for 12.
And it is enough. It will serve. He goes down 2.
And just because I can, I will, reach out in the other direction to where the other guy is, and as a bonus action, I will pull the lightning that just kind of shot down and pull it across as I form my spiritual weapon, and I'll attack him. So that is going to be an 18 to hit.
Oh, that hits.
And that's going to be 9 points of damage.
Which is not quite enough to bring him down.
But he's got a blade made of lightning that does radiant damage. Go figure on that one. Flying, just flying and hovering next to him. And that's all I got.
So inside the warehouse, one of the guys in the jackets, and you might recognize Isander from the beach. He harassed you once. Is lining up a shot at Hasaid. He does not have a crossbow. He has a longbow. Oh. And he crits.
Oh, snappies. That's gonna leave a bruise.
I mean, it's only going to be 12 piercing damage, and then the 7 poison on top of that.
19. Correct?
Pardon?
So 19 damage.
Yes.
Nope.
All right. So then
90. Stop. Sorry.
Then Red Lucas is up. And I'm gonna need you guys to talk me through what happens on his turn before I get to his turn, because you guys did a whole bunch of stuff to him. I know he's got -5 to his next saving throw. Does he have any that he has to make before he tries to do anything?
He already took the -5 when I fairy fired him.
Oh, okay. Cool. So I don't need to keep track of that anymore.
Yeah, it's just the next save.
Every time he tries to move 1 feet, he'll take 2d6 slashing damage. Unless he succeeds in an athletics check that takes his action.
Well, he didn't know that was going to happen, so he'll take the damage to find out.
Right. That's decent. So 9 slashing.
Okay. Cool. And then he stops. And he snarls, and he unleashes his breath attack in the general direction of Klaus. And I'm going to need a dex save from you.
Not a problema. Oh, okay, well, how's the 18 sound?
That sounds like a pass.
Huzzah. How much half?
Right. 5.
Okay.
And I believe under Nerdarchy rules that is a bonus action, but I also don't have a ranged attack written down for him because I... Nope. All right. So guy in the jacket outside is going to attempt to shoot at Gelthor. What's your AC?
18.
Okay, yeah, his shot goes wide, and he has a look on his face like a man that knows he is about to die, and there is nothing he can do about it. And then we're back up to Hasaid.
That skipped me.
Oh, where is Tristan? Nope,
I'm
you're
the
right.
bottom. I'm at 6.
You should have gone before the guy in the jacket, and I apologize for that. Go ahead and go now.
Okay,
and I will not miss you again.
How many Red Lucas people are downstairs with the hostages?
Now?
Yeah. Yeah, now.
7.
7. Okay.
No, I miscounted. One of those is outside, just 6.
All right. And how many hostages are there?
A dozen.
Okay. So as coming down the stairs in my box, I'll come to the closest person and say, Lucas told me to get the hostages outside, with the goods. Just what's that escape plan or whatever?
All right, things are really chaotic right now, and you are very well disguised. So give me persuasion with advantage or deception because you are lying.
Absolutely lying. 20.
Yeah, I
Dirty
believed
20.
you for a second, which is why I asked for persuasion at first. So I'm not surprised that this guy believes you and starts doing exactly what you said.
Yeah, so like my turn is going to be me and him getting these dozen people like out the back essentially.
Okay, and I will also make a note that that guy in the red jacket is busy removing the hostages.
All right.
Hasaid. Oh, sorry.
Oh
Did
no,
you have something
that's
else?
all I got. That's all I got.
Okay, Hasaid.
All right, so I wasn't trying to kill Red Lucas, but this guy that just crit me, a little bit different.
Fuck up Hasander for me, please.
What's that?
Fuck up Hasander for me.
Will an 18 hit him?
Yes.
Okay, so he will take 12 piercing damage. I'm assuming I do not have advantage because I'm not hidden and nobody's next to him, correct? Or not
Correct.
advantage, but sneak attack. But I'm going to do another grasping arrow. So that's going to be an additional...
Well, Actually, would you count the hostages as an ally of yours? They are prone. I'm gonna not
Yeah.
count it this time,
Yeah.
but if they get on their feet at some point, then we will. Go
Okay.
on.
Well, wouldn't they be on their feet starting to move toward the exit?
Only the ones close to the exit.
Shit. Okay.
So that will be 9 poison damage. And if he moves on his turn 1 foot or more, he will take an additional 2d6, and his speed is reduced by 10 also.
You are a pain in the butt, you know that.
I try.
All right. And because you are a pain in the butt, these guys are shooting at you.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, I'm going to before my
Oh
turn.
yeah, that's right. You get to stealth. Go.
I
do
am going to
it.
move another 10 feet or so, and then I'm going to lay down and stealth.
I hate you. Go on.
And my stealth is, why can't I find stealth? There it is. Ooh, that's good. 24.
Yeah, I thought so. All right, so they are in fact aiming at Klaus. I was wrong.
Sorry, Klaus.
No problem.
Oh, what's your AC again?
13.
Okay, so fortunately for you, only one of them hits you.
Yeah.
And this time it's for 2 piercing damage and 2 poison damage for a total of 4.
Okay. Gotta roll. So those happen at the same time or at separate times? Because I gotta make concentration checks. You can
Oh,
cheese
okay.
that, I think.
At the same time.
Okay.
I'm not going to do this unfair.
I just fucking made it. Like I
And
just by the
then-
skin of my teeth. It was literally about to like land on 9. Or
And
no,
then
it was
we're
like I'm like
Then we're on Raziel.
Walking towards this other guard, having just raged, I'm going to continue moving toward him until my fist connects with his face twice.
Okay.
I'm going to do so recklessly. That is a natural 20 on the first one.
Okay.
Are there still 2 guards here, or is it just the one that's left?
It is just the one that's left.
Okay. So it's the nat 20, and then the second will be a 19.
Okay.
If he's still up. So how's the crit?
He was technically on the roof, but Gelfor got him real good, so he could totally be on the ground at this point.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought there was one on the ground.
No, I did too, and then I caught up with myself.
How far is it up to the roof?
Oh, they're like 30 feet up there.
Okay. Either way, I'm happy to use my movement to climb up this round if you want that.
Yeah, I mean, you can get up there. You can get up there and punch him on the roof. That's not a problem. Because he was hanging by a thread anyway, and you just critted this poor guy. So go ahead and describe the crunching of the skull, if you might.
I think instead, since he's sort of hanging up by a thread and right there at the edge, it's kind of a combination of I hit him in the throat just with all that force, which is going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 damage. And without stopping my momentum, I'm just going to slide down, grab his collar or gorget or whatever he's got, and just toss him aside down off the side of the building.
Yeah, that gets him pretty well dead. And in Final Fantasy, how if you do way too much damage, it says overkill over top of the thing. That happens. But only for you, the player. Your character doesn't see that.
So the little bonus indicators start climbing up. So yeah, that's my movement and my action. What's the scene that I see now that I'm up on the roof?
All right, so there's a little skylight, and you can see in where Red Lucas has been pummeled to within an inch of his life, and Klaus is standing slightly singed in front of him. Hasaid is nowhere to be found. Treston is nowhere to be found. Some of the hostages are being led toward the door, and the doors are opening.
All right, then
was
I
gonna say
will.
with the natural. Oh, go ahead.
I will just keep and observe what the others are doing, as I think I've done enough.
So like in my head with a natural 20, I think as you do all that stuff, you kind of stare down Gelthor like I was
I
holding
just
back,
I just
buddy.
imagine, yeah, climbing up and just turning to the side to Gelthor, and it's the stinkiest of stink eyes.
Uh, so Klaus is looking like a pincushion at this point. I guess a question I have is there any cover nearby?
Yeah, there's tons of boxes and stuff. This is a warehouse. They were goods that they were robbing here.
Cool, cool. So what I'm gonna do is I'm under the assumption I have enough movement from where I'm at to duck into cover at some point.
Yes.
Um, so I'm gonna roll my d8. He's only taking a -3 this time. He's only taking a -3 this time. I can do that stuff one more time. But I am going to upcast Dissonant Whispers. He's just gonna have to make a 16 wisdom save with a -3 to it.
That's all. That's all he's got to do. I think you know he didn't pass. What happens?
Okay, this is lovely. First, he's gonna take 12 points of pure psychic damage. Then he has to use his reaction to move away from the source of any fears, which is my face.
Which will then cause him more damage because Hussein arrowed him.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hussein, do you want to give me your 2d6?
I would love to. If I can remember how. There we go. 8.
Okay.
If he doesn't go down with all that stuff, I'm gonna look for some cover. Because let's just say out of a 45, I'm looking like 17. You know what I mean? So I'm like, ah!
Well, the good news is he does go down. The bad news is you're pretty sure you see him breathing still. That said, Gelthor, you are up.
So I will move into or I'll move in the direction of where things are going, kind of pulling my spiritual weapon along the way. Also giving Raziel some stink eye. Am I able to get where things are going on? Or at least get within sight of it?
Yeah. Are you going down through the skylight? Or
Sure.
in through the door? Okay.
Whichever would get me there.
Yeah, the skylight easily. You can just jump down onto the mezzanine.
Are there any of these archers that are close together but aren't close to hostages?
No, there are hostages all over the place down there. Although they are starting to be led out of the room.
I'm gonna try and see if I can get a couple at once, but apparently that's not gonna happen. So then I will not that one. So I will just look to one of the archers that's trying making trouble, and I will bang on my shield again. Wisdom DC 14.
Oh, big fail.
You will take a blast of lightning for 8.
Okay. He's sizzling a little bit. Asander will go after you if you don't have anything else. No, okay. So, man, and Hussein is very well hidden, huh? And so is Klaus. Klaus also ducked behind cover. What does cover get you?
Is it
Depends on
half
the
or
angle.
3/4?
They're +2 or +5 if I remember correctly, depending
Okay,
on
so
if
it's a
half or
bonus to
quarter.
AC.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll assume it's +5. What does that bring your AC up to, Klaus?
5, 6, 7, 18.
All right,
Math,
so
I'm like, well,
an arrow twangs and hits the crate you're hiding behind, but it doesn't hit you. And then Gelthor, you've got an arrow speeding your way. I know a 22 is going to hit your AC.
Indeed.
So you've got 2 piercing damage and 2 poison. And let's see. Red Lucas is down, and we've got Treston.
All right. At the door now, I'm assuming, with some hostages.
Yes.
Is it? Are we going out the back door or the front door? Which way are we going?
You tell me. What's your plan?
I'm assuming we were going out the back door because my hope
Okay.
was to kind of sneak them around. So when we kind of get towards the back door, I'll turn to this guy and go, is there anybody else in the back there? Behind the building?
You know the like urban jabber back there.
Oh, okay.
You feeling all right? What's wrong with you? Give me another deception check.
Just a little tired. Need to find some dice. 20 again.
All right.
Jesus,
He
nice.
just shrugs and moves on.
How many people do we have with us right now?
3.
3. Okay. I'm going to let him take the lead, and before he can open like the door to the back, I'm gonna kind of like ideally I want to like have us positioned where you don't have a clear line of sight to us from the center floor. Like I'm assuming there are boxes down here and stuff too.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay. So as we like get to the door, I'm gonna like drop back a little bit, and as he goes ahead of me, I'm gonna take my gun and put it like to the back of his head and then cast magic missile.
Okay.
And in my mind, magic missile doesn't like make sounds. So it's like 3 flashes of light, but no
Okay.
like immediate sound. And that's gonna be 5 for one, 4 for another, and 2 for another. So 5, 9, 11 damage in total.
Enough to bring him down.
All right, and then I'm gonna turn to the 3 hostages and say, "Stay back here and hide. Don't let anyone see you." And then I'm
And
gonna. Oh, good.
they don't have to be told twice.
Then I'm gonna push open the door to the back,
Okay.
still carrying my box in one hand.
Which brings us back up to Hussein. There are, let's see, there are 5 guys in the jackets left.
Not the 2 people that we're most concerned about, though.
Red Lucas is face down on the floor, and yeah, Sander's still here too. So I
Okay.
guess 6 guys in the jackets.
I'm assuming I have advantage because I'm hidden, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm sending you what I rolled because this one
Oh,
really
God.
nobody's gonna believe. It's coming in the Facebook Messenger.
Yeah, I see it. All right. Oh my God. There's
Wow.
like,
The universe is gonna end.
So with the crit, it is a total of with sneak attack 40 damage.
Yeah.
That's a crit
yeah,
for
how do you
both.
want to do this?
Just right between the eyes.
Right between the eyes. All right. Yeah, Sander's not getting back up.
And as I'm shooting, I say I've been hurt worse by Raziel's jabs. Think like his disappointment.
All right. So on seeing Sander go down, the other guys in the red jackets are gonna like hold their hands up and just sort of like sink to the sand slowly. They've surrendered, and you have Red Lucas entirely at your mercy.
He does exist.
I walk to this bastard, pick up his butt, and say, "I'm gonna do what I promised I'd done from the very beginning." Turn him over, slap my cups on him, man.
You have this man entirely at your mercy, and you're not even a little bit tempted to take it out of his flesh.
Oh,
You're gonna arrest him?
I'm gonna arrest him. I'm tempted like a motherfucker. I'll tell you that right now. But you want to know something? I'm better than him.
I know Klaus is a bard, but putting him in handcuffs, really?
Well, you know, sometimes already likes to get.
They're fuzzy handcuffs.
You took the furs off of him at least, right?
Of course.
Okay.
Oh, why would you?
I'm not trying to get cute here, but I'm not gentle with the guy. I'm like, oops, I accidentally shoved him up. Guy, come on, stop stumbling here, will you?
All right, you arrest Red Lucas. Are you going to arrest the rest of the guys that are here as well?
I was about to ask, what are we doing with the rabble?
They come with him. They come with him. They'll all see their day in court.
So,
All right.
what happened to Tristan?
Oh, one of the guys in the red jackets isn't surrendering.
Are you gonna walk up to an orc that's not surrendering and punch him? I mean, I just ducked into the back room to like go after those two guys that I just learned are back there.
Maybe breaking the law, man. We got to do something.
I'm not fully aware of what's happening on the mezzanine above me.
That's right. You left the room.
I'm securing an escape plan.
I was asking in character to Klaus and Hassan.
Can we just like theater of the mind this? Like I just tell you what happens next.
I'll allow it.
Okay.
As long as it's not too ridiculous.
I don't think it'd be too ridiculous. Pretty much like as you tell me if this is too ridiculous, but I'm gonna take out these two guys that are in the back room.
Okay.
But
yeah, that's not too ridiculous, then I'll go for it.
As Gelthor says that, this orc in a red jacket walks in from the back room with just like blood all over his hands, and he's wiping it off with a washcloth, and he looks up and sees like all the rest of the guys on their knees and everything, like surrendering, and he says in Tristan's voice, "Oh, looks like your lad's got it all under control."
Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay, cool.
I'll drop my disguise self, and you'll see me standing there in my armor and all that.
Man, have me spazzing and shit.
Told you you wouldn't find him.
Had me spazzing over here. What I was gonna do, like, if it was actually a runner on my way of bringing Lucas down on the stairs, I was gonna misty step as close as I can to the guys where Lucas. Literally
hysterical.
I did like the idea of you seeing one person like not surrendering, and you just punch him, and then I'm like, "You fucking hit me in the face."
So you guys bagged a bunch of criminals. No innocent people died. We got to see Gelthor and Raziel have a fist fight. And for once, we're ending on a note that isn't partially screwing you over.
Also, for those of you who don't normally watch these, you'll probably never see me roll another 20.
Let alone several.
You know what? You were owed a backlog of natural 20s from like the whole time we've known you.
So as we take this out, I imagine, throughout this whole hauling the prisoners in out to the guards that probably are standing amazed. There's probably some, crossed arms and glances back and forth between Raziel and Gelthor, knowing that at some point in time, Zone of Truth or not, we're going to have, more words or possibly more fists. So thanks, Robin, for running. It was another spectacular session. Thanks, everybody, for playing. Thanks, everyone out there, for watching. Don't forget all those cool links down in the description below. As far as things happening on the channel next week, we should still probably have our live chat on Monday. But Dave's going to be heading out to Gen Con. So we will not be having our Mutant Mayhem Ball League on Tuesday. So you'll have to wait until, I think it's the August 6th will be our next session there where we'll get to finish game number 1. So stay tuned. Be on the lookout for that. And as always, until next time,
Stay nerdy.
Stay nerdy.